All right. Look at me being live. It's only a full week into the new year that I get back on the horse. What can I say? It's been a long and hectic period of relax and recharging. Just adjust my volumes a little bit. I'm starting a little bit later than I intended, but I have a good excuse. No, I don't have an excuse, but I do have an awkward way to segue into something I wanted to address. Not address. What's the word? Say some words about. Chat in a way that could be clipped for a short. I don't know. Creature Commandos. Last night I binged through everything that's out so far of Creature Commandos. I don't know when the next episode is airing. I'm looking forward to it. You could say what you will about James Gunn. The man knows how to write and possibly even direct a DC animated feature. Not animated feature, animated TV series. Animated spin-off of his own movie. It's I mean, like talking about this makes it sound like I care about comic book movies way more than I do. I really don't really give that much of a shit about comic book media, but one thing I really do like is I like my mind's gone completely blank. I like good writing. I was up late last night. I have a problem, and my problem is that I tend to watch movies and TV shows late into the night. Which is not what I should do, because I binge and I gotta watch more. Like, I plan to only watch like 2 or 3 episodes of Creature Commandos, especially because I'd seen spoilers and I basically knew what was gonna happen. But like, there was enough little things and stuff I hadn't seen that I'm like, ooh, I gotta watch that. All right, enough talking about Creature Commandos. I will be talking about Creature Commandos some more, but let's like start actually doing something here for this little stream. This is gonna be a short one. I gotta go to work. As always, we're back at it again. We're back at the daily routine. One small change though, I'm having something different for lunch. I'm packing a different lunch. It's gonna be a better lunch. I was packing salad before. Nothing against salad, but I don't like salad, so I'm not doing that anymore. Or at least, if I do salad in the future, I'm going to be doing it with chicken jerky. Homemade chicken jerky. That's right, I got an air fryer. I got an air fryer for Christmas, folks. I got an air fryer for Christmas. Where were we? Here we were. Okay. Where were we? Bam. All right. You've started. We've done it, folks. We're here. Look at us. Glorious. Looking at this little guy. Look at him. He's mess. Look at this little fella. He's messing up. He's throwing his beacon. It's going all over the place. That wasn't where he meant to throw it. He tripped. Look at him. All right. So, yeah, let's check up here. So we got 4 of these guys we're working on. Sample collector, sniper, and this one that I really need to redo. So the first thing we got to do is we redo this one, and I just like horrible. I hate that. So we're going to start off with. Yeah, but no Ollie Dry, because we could talk about Creature Commandos some more. Yeah, that's what we need. How are we doing the bodies for idiots? Oh, I'm just going to thick up the lines. You know, good show good. I guess it's definitely one of those projects where my only criticism of it is that it's not somehow even better than it is. The backstories of the characters, like, a lot of it is pretty trope reliant. Like, you know, you're not seeing anything. Be quiet. I need to stop that. Every day an alarm goes off at 7. I need to put a stop to that. This is a more dynamic pose than I had before. Yeah, this is going to be a lot better. I need to get a reference of the heavy gun. It's very trope reliant, which I'd normally sell as a criticism, or phrase as a criticism, but like it knows what tropes it's doing, and they're not presented in a, what's the word I'm looking for? You're not bored looking at these tropes. Like, that's the problem with tropes. Is that when you see that they're happening in a piece of media, you know that they're coming. You don't like it. Like, suddenly you know what's going to happen, and like, the good thing about Creature Commandos is that despite the fact that, you know, there's a whole bunch of tropes present, those aren't taking away from the... It's not like plot tropes, it's character tropes. It's like the backstories are the things that are tropey. Like, you know, you like the things that you see in those character backstories are things that you've seen before in other media. There's nothing really that new, nothing really breaking the mold. You know, somebody's got a dead wife in their backstory, somebody's a shell-shocked war veteran. I will say, okay, this is a holding handle, so put the hand down there. Like, damn, like, how do I put it into words? I suppose what would be more accurate to say is that Creature Commandos isn't going to break any records. It's not breaking any real new ground, but it's not trying to. It's just trying to be like what it is. Like, it owes a lot to. It has a lot of the same charm as like Hellboy. Um, that is genuinely a good comparison. That is genuinely a really good comparison. Hellboy. Because the focus is on the, like, the humanity of non-human characters. And you know what? I actually do have to take back, what I said about it being tropey, because it is and it isn't. On the one hand, like, it's not breaking any new ground, but at the same time it is uniquely what it is. It is uniquely itself. Basically, I'm forming my thoughts about it live, folks, as you're listening. Because I did watch it, and then immediately I was like, oh crap, it is 12 o'clock. I must do the thing where I lie supine and cease all cognitive function for 6 hours, approximately, minimum. Major inconvenience. No, but I was excited to watch the last episode. It's like, why won't the last episode load? It's like, oh, it hasn't come out yet. Dang it. Yeah, like, the thing is that, yeah, no, the reason why I say it's too tropey is because the things it does aren't that impressive at the end of the day. Like, it's not really, like, this, like I said, it's not Breaking Bad, you know, it's not breaking any records, but it understands the assignment, I guess would be a fair way to say it. It knows what it needs to be, and it does that. It's subversive in a very blatant way. It's subversive in exactly the way you think it is, where it's like, oh, they're monstrous characters, but, you know, the show focuses a lot on their humanity and their emotions. Like, bada bing, bada boom. That's it in a nutshell. Like, it's the first piece of media to do that? No siree, Bob. Is it the best piece of media to do that? No siree, Bob. But it does it. You little connection interruption there. Yeah. Like, despite not really breaking the mold, it's entertaining, you know? I say not breaking the mold. What it doesn't do is it doesn't break the mold of the genre subversion that it sits in. It's a genre subversion that you've seen before, like, you know, with Hellboy, with other examples I can't think of right now. I mean, you know, it's literally the same thing that they did with the Suicide Squad, where, like, you know, the whole point is to... And I mean, you know, that goes back to the comic books, it goes back to, fucking, like, Zuko's redemption arc and Avatar The Last Airbender. Like, you've seen it before, and it doesn't even do, like, that unique of a job of it. Like, the main problem, not problem, but thing that kind of takes the wind out of any kind of real interesting sales is that you're not really, sympathizing with a lot of the characters on a... I guess a basis that breaks any ground. Still know what I'm trying to say. Like, I don't know how to talk about this without spoilers, but, like, some characters, like, their backstory has nothing to do with why they ended up in Belle Reve and why they're villains, per se. Other characters, it's like they're just complete victims of circumstance. There's only one character who's, like, of these creature commandos who are, you know, prisoners in Belle Reve penitentiary. Was like, Jesus Christ, at this point in, like, the James Gunn cinematic universe, like, Belle Reve is, like, freaking a load-bearing, like, anchor institution. Like, we've had the Peacemaker series centered around, like, Peacemaker, who is a former Suicide Squatter and, you know, inmate at Belle Reve. We've had the Suicide Squad, which was, like, James Gunn's first DC venture, and, like, you know, that movie got him the frickin' job. Oh dear. And now we've got, like, this Creature Commando show, which Snyder wrote. I mean, not Snyder wrote. The other one, James Gunn wrote. So yeah, at this point, like, freaking Amanda Waller is the fucking anchor. It's the, for lack of a better term, the anchor being of the new DC cinematic universe. Which I think they're just calling the DC universe to distinguish it from the DC extended universe, the DC EU, which is what they were calling it in the Snyder days. Yeah, I guess Die Mad Snyder Bros. Fucking James Gunn is here to style on him. But yeah, like, the thing is that the show does not make it difficult at all to empathize with any of the characters. I can't talk about specific examples just going to spoilers, which other people besides me care about. I keep going back to the one I've already colored to grab the colors I picked out, but it's going to be the same one, so it's actually a good thing. We love consistency, folks. Oh shit, should this be a lighter shade of yellow? It should. Because this is all gold. Okay. See, that's something where we need to change shit. Um, but yeah, no, it doesn't make it difficult for us to sympathize with these characters at all. Like, even the one that's done, you know, traditional superhero villain stuff. And there's only one that has. Everyone else is kind of like got a non-supervillain thing going on. They just ended up at Belle Reve for some reason. But even the one that does have like a traditional supervillain backstory, there's a reason behind it that like basically no one that like it's basically no one could have a problem with, you know, like as you see the backstory and it's like, oh, it's understandable why he did that, you know. um and the thing is that like understanding the assignment, understanding the audience of this work, and understanding what their tolerance, not tolerance, the amount of energy they're willing to put into it. Um, that's understandable, right? Like Schneider is not he's not really being deficient when he does that, because like, yeah, the audience of this are like, for lack of a better term, they're a lot of them are watching while they're on their phones. It's just a reality of making, you know, television of the 21st century. They're not going to be putting too much energy into it, and you know, if they've got something too challenging, they're going to tune out. If they want to make us care and engage in something more challenging, they have to keep us there for a while first. They have to make us first invested and then bring in the more challenging stuff. Like, once we're already hooked, we're willing to do the thinking, you know what I mean? And so, yeah, no, the characters are all, you know, completely morally unassailable. Like, some of them are assholes, but it's like, you know, clear that, you know, they're good people. Like, on a even almost a surface level, they're just good people. It's just that, you know, because of circumstance, they're not they're bad, you know. There's there's not a lot of difficulty in struggling with why they are the way they are, or there's no difficulty in getting on their side and empathizing with them. Which, here's the thing, I mentioned understanding the assignment. That's the assignment, right? That's the core conceit of a series like this. Am I gonna do the same color for the belt? Yeah. It's not worth it to... Here's the belt here. Important thing is to get that yellow trim. That really gives it definition. Welcome to the zooming in and out of artwork show, ladies and gentlemen. But no, yeah, understanding the assignment is for the audience to see and sympathize and care about these inhuman creatures, inhuman characters, I should say. And yeah, they're not willing to do a lot of work to get there. Like, Snyder understands that he can make it difficult for people. Like, what would be interesting, this has gotten to season 2. If we're on like season 3 or 4 and everyone has this very like good guy, very blatant good guy, bad guy moral dichotomy outside of their like completely surface level aesthetics, then I'll say, okay, Gunn, you're just kind of like wallowing at this point. Do we want to try to do something a little bit more challenging in the series, or do we just want to hold pattern until the heat death of the universe? Like, pick one. And I'm not going to watch if it's the second one, you know? Um, but controversially, you have to start somewhere. And that's the thing. Like, the reason why I really like Guillermo del Toro, and the reason why I like what Gunn does and did with the Suicide Squad and Creature Commandos, is because empathy is really good. You should have it, folks. However, empathy is a skill, right? Being able to understand and empathize with another person's position, and furthermore, know what to do with that information is a skill. You know, you like, you might pop out of the womb having like feelings of sympathy, but being able to actualize it and being able to turn it into something that's valuable for yourself and others, including the people you're empathizing with, that's a skill, right? And social skills like that, even in an ideal society where we have all the time in the world to like sit and reflect, media is a really good way to exercise it. The way that storytelling specifically can take you out of yourself and take you out of the conditions that you've experienced in your life and transport you into a different context. Like, it has a lot of power to like basically be a way to explore the world, not in a literal sense, but in an emotional one. And that exploration is very healthy. Like, it gives you a better toolkit for understanding things when they actually affect your life, you know? Like, there's a lot of people across the political divide that I can empathize with. But I also know that empathy doesn't mean that I have to agree with them or give them any ground, you know what I mean? Like, another better example is, like, you know, people that you see in the news that are demonized. Getting past the demonization to arrive at the truth is, unfortunately, in our modern ecosystem, a skill that people need and don't really have, you know? And so it's valuable to learn and exercise that skill. And of course, media is a great way to exercise that, but it's kind of a horse to water situation where even if you have, even if people know that empathy is something they need to develop, they're not going to just, you know, sit there and automatically start sympathizing with seemingly villainous characters. There's kind of a baby's first empathizing they need to do. And yeah, I think Creatures is a good step, is a good, like, first step, you know? Like, it's not going to be an epiphany for anyone, you know what I mean? It's not like, proverbially speaking, it's not the exercise that, like, builds any kind of muscle. But, you know, it gets the blood pumping, it burns a couple of calories, it more so gets you set up it's a warm-up, basically, if we're using the exercise metaphor, you know? Again, it doesn't break any ground. It doesn't say anything bold or interesting, but it gets the brain working a little bit, you know? Uh, I am 93.7% sure that uh, I have a creeping suspicion that James Gunn is like straight up a shit lib. Like he's just like full metal NPR liberal. Um, but like, and so the thing about that is that the thing about liberals is they're technically like that's the thing about like liberals are. I should say that the reason why I'm identifying liberals as a group and talking about them like I'm outside of them is because I'm further left than um what I suspect somebody like James Gunn to be. I might have said Zack Snyder back when I meant James Gunn. I mean, I'm talking about James Gunn right now. I am going to do a little bit blacker black for the belt and stuff. Oh, sweet Jesus. What else are we going to do? Oh, yeah, the visor. But no, if I'm guessing James Gunn's politics from like Creature Commandos and from uh Suicide Squad. And I mean I suppose those aren't the best um examples because he doesn't really deal with any domestic politics when he does that. Um, but I would guess he's like an NPR liberal. He understands injustice in the world and what is bad about it. However, and like understands it on a structural level. He doesn't just like he doesn't salute the flag because he's been told the flag is good. You know what I mean? Like he has a moral system that is based on that comes from a place of being informed, and he applies that moral system consistently. You know, and probably was very enthusiastic about voting for Kamala Harris. Uh, like the reason why it sounds like when I say Gunn is a lib that it's a limit of his politics is because and like this is where I have to issue a caveat because he doesn't necessarily have the freedom to express anything that's too far left, unfortunately, because reasons. Don't worry about it. But like I wonder what his critiques of like his critiques are mostly of like the military industrial complex and American imperialism, which like there are liberals, including liberal politicians, who kind of like completely, fucking buy into that stuff. I mean, libs have kind of been pushed for, like, liberal politicians have been pushed further to the right over the years, but liberal voters have not. As a result, like, the thing is that the voters, like, they can't vote for Republicans because Republicans, want to kill them. that sounds like an exaggeration, but literally, friggin' you have far right people constantly talk about killing Democrats. Um, man, this stream is gonna get flagged. Talking about extremist rhetoric. It is unfortunately a place we're in, folks. I've been stream of consciousness just spewing all this whole stream. Um, I'm gonna be ending in just a few minutes because I've got to go. But um, just want to get one reference first, if I can find it. Let's go store it for later. Just so I have a reference. There we go. But bam, reference. I gotta draw that later, or I gotta do stuff. Don't worry about it. All right. Okay, let me wrap up the tirade I was on. Basically, like I wonder how what my question is like James Gunn, the politics that you can kind of, excuse me for one moment. Sorry, I had to get something set up. Um, what I wonder is how deep do his criticisms of society go? Because it's like what you see in Creature Commandos is that in Suicide Squad, is that he's trying to, and very successfully so, make sympathetic characters out of like um people who are aesthetically villains. Like that's the whole assignment, and it's really good at that assignment. I like these. You like these characters. From the movie, Peacemaker is a lovable piece of shit. You love hating him. Um, the shark is like weirdly cute. Ratcatcher is morally unassailable. Polka Dot Man, we stand Polka Dot Man. Bloodsport, Idris Elba. What more can you say? Um, I think Creature Commandos is a better example because, like, you have, and it's very tropey. You have these, like, characters that are inhuman and seem on the surface villainous, kind of, not really in this case, but they have sympathetic backstories that really explain why they are the way that they are. The what I wonder is so like that in and of itself, and there's other things about the show too, like the whole Sons of Themyscira thing, where Snyder is like making fun of sort of like contemporary like young militant groups, right-wing militant groups, and their attitudes towards women. The way that Amanda Waller and like the whole concept of Suicide Squad kind of comments on the military-industrial complex and whatnot, and that whole thing. But again, what I wonder is, so we're commenting on the military-industrial complex, and we're having sympathy for people like criminals, for people like the quote-unquote monsters of the world, which in this case monsters like Schenectady for just anyone marginalized in society. That's the assignment. Like, if you can care about these monsters, you can care about people who you've been told are monsters but are just in society in real life, but are just not, because they're just people and they haven't even done anything wrong. But you're told they're monsters. Yeah, scary. What I wonder is how deep do those criticisms go, right? Does Schneider have critiques for systems of power that are a little bit um, more deeply embedded in society? Like, for instance, uh, uh, billionaires, you know? for instance. Like what is like most liberals have a comment on Elon Musk, and their comment is he's an idiot. But the question is whether or not their comment of he's an idiot extends to he's an idiot and also billionaires as a group of people, as a type of person, don't really have a positive impact on society, right? They say, "Oh, we're job creators, whatever," but you look at the jobs they create, and it's like, okay, congratulations, Mr. Bezos, you've created a Plachinko machine of human suffering. Congratulations, Elon Musk, you blew up an electric truck and caused an uprising in Bolivia. Um, like what a single billionaire does, 10 millionaires could do way better, if that makes sense. Like what Elon Musk could do, five people who are actually smarter than Elon Musk, but are better fathers and better engineers, could do way better. You know what I mean? But the reason why we have Elon Musk do that and not people who, for instance, there are people at Tesla, right now, who are currently, like, as you watch this, they're sitting at their desk in a Tesla office and they are working. Those people would run the company better than Elon. Hands down. No contest, no qualifiers. But those guys didn't get in at the right place at the right time at PayPal. And so they don't have $1 billion. They don't have the money to buy out the company in a hostile takeover. Elon, even if he had met resistance, I forget like what happened, or I never learned what happened with how Elon Musk took over Tesla. He didn't found it, by the way. It was two other guys. He took over the company once it had been founded already, and already had most of its like cars set up, like everything up until the Model Y, I believe. No, everything up until the Cybertruck. The Cybertruck was Elon's first real baby. Everything else was set up for him by the two founders. He really just came in and just executed their game plan that they had already laid out. The Cybertruck was the first time that they were operating without a net, and Elon was really innovating completely on his own. Look at the results. Look at the results. Anyway, my point is, like, Elon, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, friggin' other billionaires, any billionaire you can name, billionaires as a concept, they're not really good for the economy. Hands down. They make mega corporations that stifle out smaller businesses, um, and kill entire categories of industry and replace it with just their monolithic thing. Like how many like Amazon, how transformative has Amazon been to American commerce, you know? And how much of it has been good? You know what I mean? See what I'm saying? Like, would uh James Gunn ever do an episode of Creature Commandos inside a Amazon warehouse? I don't know. Is he willing to go there? Does he care? Does he think that that's bad? I don't know. That's what I'd be interested to find out, you know? Um yeah, I got to go to work. Yeah, stream good stream. Thank you one person who dropped in for 20 seconds. I love you. Um channel news. I have a YouTube channel. I somehow got 40,000. What is it up to at this point? It's past 40,000. Uh Somehow through some caprice accident in the fabric of the universe, my most popular short is currently sitting at pulling it up. Where is it? Here you are, little darling. 45,000 views, which is 35,000 views more than I typically get. Um, And it's like multiple points have been like, the views start to slow down. It's like, okay, it's finally tipping off, and then it goes up again. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, how many people? It's like my most. Here's the thing: as a build, it's one of the Lego build videos, and I'm gonna have to start doing on this stream some Lego build content because I just know that people like, especially because I've gotten 79 subscribers from this one video, so people are gonna be coming in from this video, and eventually they're gonna the streams from like people are going to be coming in and watching these streams from this video, and eventually they're going to like want to be like, where's more Lego stuff? I'm gonna have to give it to them. I'm gonna have to give the people what they want. Um, when I have more time and I'm not caterwauling about Creature Commandos, I will be watching. I will be. I will be doing some working on some stuff that's relevant to that. You saw in a previous stream I did some doodles that are relevant to that. Um, but no, like Christ Almighty, this thing really took off. Despite the fact that of my Lego builds, this is the most boring one. Excuse me. This is the arm for the intercession mech. Let me just straight up. We don't really need to see the friggin' this right now. Bam. See, now we got background to talk over. Yeah, it's the background of the intercession mech, which is like the least interesting in terms of like its arms, its armature. There's no pauldron. It's just an arm with a hand on the end of it. I don't know. My like one of my big videos, or one of my big shorts early on, that got like 12,000 views. It was the first one to break like 10K. Was just the hand of the interdiction mech. I really am pulling a friggin' um real one here with these videos, man. I don't know. People watch them. People like them. Um, I'm going to be doing more in the future. I've got plans. I can't reveal my plans, or the haters will try to sabotage me and everything. But yeah, no, 45,000, man. Or I said 35K, but no, 36.9K views more than usual. Blah, 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 blah. I am not gonna get success like that again anytime soon. I just know it. I'm realistic, buddy. I'm realistic. But no, no, it's good. I'm glad that people are watching and enjoying that content. Um, I plan to use what I think are elements of its success that I can replicate with while still being able to sleep at night to improve future videos. Yeah, and other things. It's going to be a hell of a year. And I'm sorry, cameraman 9825. I'm just seeing your comments. But thank you for tuning in. We're literally just about to leave because unfortunately I have this thing where if I don't give a guy money every month, I get kicked out of my house. So I gotta go to another guy and sit in an office for 8 hours so that he gives me money and so that I can give the guy money. And then I have a house with central air. Like, I'm not complaining. It's a great house. But the point is, I get a dip. I get a dip. I get a dip. All right. Um, yeah. Uh, yeah. No. Um, yeah, no. This week we will be doing a gaming stream. We will be back to like normal schedule as of. And hopefully we'll be putting up a new short. Hopefully, stuff, things, stuff, other things, other stuff. I don't know. Yeah. Happy morning to you. All right, we're out. Outro thing that I do. There. See it? You see it? I've fulfilled my contractual obligations. I don't have a contract, but that's the thing I could say. You can't stop me. Anyway, bye.